Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Aberdeen save. So the last stream we had was remarkable for the performances that we put in and how well we did. This one was remarkable in a couple of games for almost the exact opposite. I've actually had to take a walk away from my computer for a little bit and go get myself a nice Guinness. Drinking away the pain. So the last video, we ended on the, I think it was the Rangers 1-all. Oh, no, actually the Hearts 5-2. So domestically, we've actually been really, really good. 3-0, 2-0, 4-0, 2-0, going into a 5-0 Scottish League Cup game. We then had a hell of a game against Celtic. I'll go into that in a minute, but followed that up with a 5-1 against Dunfermline, a 3-1 against Hibs, a 4-3 against Dundee in the league, and a 2-1 Scottish Cup 5th round tie against Rangers. Wasn't expecting to get through. I thought, well, at least when we get knocked out, we can concentrate on the league and keep an eye on Europe. We actually won, so we're through to the next round, and we've got rid of one of our toughest opponents in Rangers. It's still going to be tough to win, but maybe we can get to another final. Maybe we can win it this time. Who knows? All I know is beating Rangers is always a good thing. So I said I'd come back to the Rangers game. So let's do it. We were 3-0 down at half-time from 3 shots on target. Yep. Gunnarsson was, I mean, he just didn't have a good game. He's been a fantastic player. He's always improving, but he does have an absolute rick in him every now and again. He had a dreadful game. We came out in the second half, just pinned them in their own box. Their goalkeeper was unbelievable. The fact that he only got a 7.5 is a bit ridiculous. He was everywhere. Wherever a shot was, he was picking balls out of the top corners. He was getting across his goal to save back post shots and back post headers and everything. We just couldn't get a breakthrough. 30 shots, 12 on target, 3.49 XG. Then 8 block shots. We hit the woodwork twice, 2 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances, and a lot of swearing later. We lose 3-1 to Celtic, which does put a little stutter into our title charge. So into that game, we were actually top of the table, a point ahead of Rangers. Rangers then beat Celtic. So, of course, they go top of the table. They stay top of the table. We are 4 points clear of Celtic, though. 27 games played. We are only 2 points behind Rangers, so it's only a 1-game swing. Still doable, and obviously, we've still got to play them again in the league. And in the league, as you can see, we've got now the second top scorer. Adam Adar has slowed up a little bit. He's still a very good player. He does have 3 in his last 5, so he's still knocking them in, just not quite at the express rate he was at the start of the season. Still a really good player, though. Still pivotal to everything we do in attack. Calvin Ramsey, outstanding. We have passed through the January transfer window, and we had to knock back a couple of bids for him. Declan Gallagher is actually one of our most consistent performing centre-backs, but he does tend to play against the weaker sides, so maybe that is why he gets those higher ratings. Calvin Ramsey, once again, with the joint most assists in the league. He's just a phenomenal player. And also Calvin Ramsey, just behind Jed Wallace and Paul McMullen in the race for the most Player of the Match awards. But all in all, the team is playing pretty well. As you can see from the players who've played a lot of games, they're mostly performing very well. Corley Woodrow just seems to have lost his goal-scoring touch. I can't seem to find it, can't seem to figure it out. He is 29 years old now. Maybe the summer is when he moves on. But you might be able to see from a couple of these names here, we have made a couple of changes. So as I said in the last video, we did pick up Jack Thompson and Josh Doig in as soon as the transfer window opened, because they were pre-arranged deals. But I've also finalized the signing of Emre Demir, who is a 20-year-old Turkish player, really, really well-rounded, great attacking threat. He's creative, he's dribbly, he's got a good determination, he's actually got a good work rate, he's quick. He's got everything that I want from an attacking final third player. Can play through the centre, can play out on the left. Really versatile. He's had a really good season so far as well. He's got 15 goals in 23 games, 0 assists, which is a little bit worrying, but we'll tackle that some other time. But like I say, 15 goals and 23 starts. He's been really, really impressive. Good in the league, good in Europe. Very good little player. Really happy to pick him up for 2.5 million. With a potential to 3 million with add-ons. And we've also brought in this young lad, Francisco Mercado. So we did lose, unfortunately, Reece Devine. He had an 8.25 million release fee. The only contract that he wanted to negotiate was for 20-something thousand. We can't afford that. So we lost him, unfortunately. He's gone to Bournemouth for 8.25 million. really good player. He was one of our standout performers in the first half of the season. But that just means that Josh Doig has now been promoted to our starting left wing back, and I needed to find someone else to step in there. And I found this young Portuguese lad. He's naturally a left back and plays an inverted wing back on the right as well, but I'm training him to be our, left wing back. That's what we use. Really talented though. He's only 18 years old. He's actually in the game. I think he starts as a 15-year-old, which is strange for FM, but really good. Physically, really well developed. He's 5'10", mentally really good, technically really good. Obviously defensively, not the best, but he's mainly an attacking output as a complete wing back on that right-hand side, on the left-hand side, sorry. And I can only see him improving. We picked him up for the princely sum of 2 million. Again, maybe rising to 2.5 with performance bonuses, or like for what we achieve. But I think he's going to be wicked. He's going to be here for a long time. Him and Josh Doig are going to be comfortable switching between them in that left back spot. And yeah, I don't think we'll lose anything with either of them in the team. They're both good in the final third. They're both creative, both pick a pass, they're both physically good. Yeah, well happy with that deal. And we have also finished our improvements to the club. We do have some extra spots we could do, but I actually want to wait until the end of the season, see what our bank balance is like then, and also see if we can get into that Champions League spot again and get ourselves a little bit more money before I start spending more money on the training facilities and the youth facilities. I really want to keep an eye on the finances. We have got 16 million in the bank. Hopefully we're going to end the season with a similar kind of level, because you obviously get that little bump at the end of the season. And if that's the case, then yeah, maybe I'll spend a few quid on the facilities. But for now, everything's looking good. We're running in the black, which is all I can ask for in a football team. But we do have to talk about the heartbreak of the Europa League. First knockout round. Home game. We beat them 2-0. It was actually quite a close game, but I feel like we edged it. We deserved the win. A good performance all around. Gunnarsson playing out 7.6 with a couple of really big saves. Ashley Fletcher actually put us 1-0 up in the 47th minute with a nice finish at the near post. We controlled the game all the way through. And then in the 90th minute, a nice pass through from Ferguson splits the defence. Dan and Lunderloo puts us 2-0 up, gives us an advantage. They don't get an away goal, even though now I realise away goals don't count anymore. So yeah, 2-0 lead going into the second leg, and that's when it all goes wrong. So we actually take the lead in the game. Nicely worked ball in. Ferguson drops it down, falls to Ramsey, tucks it in at the near post, or the far post, I guess. They fight back a bit, though, and pull it back to 1-1, which obviously still leaves us with a 3-1 lead in the tie. Nice back post header from Ocampos. Tough goal. Now this is where I started to feel like it was not going to be our day. So Delaney from a full, 35 yards out. Keeper just sits on his backside, lets it in, and then this. Completely unfollowed. Bardi just runs through our back line. But that takes it to penalties. Now the penalties, they go, as they always do, to the last. McCrory, who was actually a player I had to bring on due to my right back being absolutely knackered and my qualifying of him coming on, even though he's not our best backup right back, he's pretty good at penalties. So he misses the last penalty, obviously, sends us crashing out in a game that, away from home, we actually dominated. We were really good against Sevilla. We created some great chances. There were some appalling misses. And once again, we just can't take the chances that are put in front of us. We crash out of a cup competition. It's gutting. I don't really think we had that much of a chance of going on and winning it. But even so, it was absolute heartbreak. So unfortunately, out of Europe, we had a good go though, right? Right? We will, as ever, be continuing the save over on twitch.tv/VikingDan today, though, 2 p.m. Make sure you're dropping over, checking out how it goes in real time. You can see the heartbreak and my almost real tears. But as always, guys, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.